So today we're going to talk about the pitch notes, which means the name of the notes within each octave, and the key signature, major key signature. So the name of the notes: C is Do, D is Ré, E is Mi, F is Fá, G is Sol, A is Lá, B is Si, C is Dó. This is not the solfeggio functional, it's not the do móvel, but the solfeggio without, if it's functional, that B is Chi, but we are not doing the functional here. So Do 4 or C4, it's your middle C. Middle C is that key on the piano that's right in front, where the key, when you open the key on that upright piano, when you open the piano, that's when you sit, your body is in the middle compared with the key. So that's the middle C. That's your middle C. United States is C4. In Brazil is Dó 3. So C4, D4, E4, F4, G4, A4, B4, and C5, D5, E5, F5, G5, A5, B5, and C6, and so on. And from G5 is the first space above the musical staff. Musical staff is the group of 5 lines and 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So after that, we start the ledger lines superiors, or the linha supplementar superior. So the first ledger line above the musical staff is A5. The second ledger line above the musical staff is C6 or Do 6. The second space above the musical staff is B5. The first space above the musical staff is G5, and so on. D6 is the third space, 1, 2, 3. The third space above the musical staff on the treble clef is D6. The third line above the musical staff on the treble clef is E6. The first is A, the second is C, the third is E, and the fourth is G6, and the 5 is B6 and D7. Now the notes below the musical staff. Okay, I sorry I put it here, just bass clef is not put in this session here. The C, the treble clef. Let's see. Okay, ledger line is on the treble clef. The first ledger line below the musical staff on the treble clef is C4. B3 is the second space below the musical staff because the first is D4. Let me find D4 here. D4 is the first space below the musical staff on the treble clef. C4 is the first ledger line below the musical staff. A3 is the second ledger line, first, second. Second ledger line on the treble clef below the musical staff is A3. G3 is the third space below the musical staff. F3, the third ledger line below the musical staff. E is 1, 2, 3, 4, is the fourth space below the musical staff. And D3 is the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth ledger line below the musical staff on the treble clef. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the fifth space below the musical staff. On the treble clef is the C3. Is transcribed to the bass clef is the second space on the bass clef. And here on the bass clef you have the transcription. Transcription is from one clef to the other when you transcribe in the same pitch notes. C4, C4, B3, B3, A3, A3, G3, G3, F3, F3, and so on. Let's see the relationship between them. I do not think about the bottle of water. Oh, it's here. Let's compare treble clef to bass clef, okay? Bass clef, treble clef. Nice to meet you. So the first ledger line below the musical staff, and the C4 on the bass clef, the first ledger line above of the musical staff, above, below the C4 you have the B on the second space, and this is the first space above the musical staff. This is second space below that second line. So first line, second line. So let's compare C line, the C line, and the below line is A. That's the second line below the musical staff. This is the line number 5 of the bass clef. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C line and the second line. Here is the line number 5. Third space, that's the space number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third line, C line, A line, F. So 1, 2, 3. You can make comparison here. Let's see, but just for the sake of visualize. That's the C line, A line, G line. Just for the sake of visualization. Just to visualize. C line, first space, in this case is above the musical staff. This is below the musical staff. Above the musical staff on the bass clef, below the musical staff on the treble clef. C line and the second line on the treble clef, ledger line is A. Here's the line number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G. This is G, B, D, F, A. First line, second, third, fourth, fifth line, and that is the first ledger line above the musical staff. Okay. First ledger line above the musical staff on the bass clef. Line number 5 is A, and the space number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is your G3. F3 is the fourth line on the bass clef. It's the third line below the musical staff on the treble clef. The third ledger line, third ledger line below the musical staff on the treble clef is F3. The line number 4 on the bass clef on the musical staff is your F3. The third space on the musical staff on the bass clef is E3. The third line on the musical staff is D3. The second space on the musical staff on the bass clef is C3. See, look on the piano. Here's C4. Something's wrong. That's C4, sorry. Let me eliminate that C4. Now it's C3. C3. just the location, the address of the pitch notes. Now we're going to talk about the major scale, major key signature. On the top line is going to be altering the notes, and here we're going to put the key signature. Okay, key signature is the fixed accidents that you put in the clef, that you designated that in any pitch that note will have that accident. In this case here, C major has 0 accidental because it's our model. So we need to memorize this model, this pattern. So it's 2 whole steps, 1 half step. For some reason I added 2. Okay, the model is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and half step. So 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, and 1 half step. That is the model, the pattern of the major scale in any key, any tonality. So we are going to start on C major, that we learned the last time. That is the Doric or Dorian from the Greek mode. So let's listen. Can't you hear? So now D major, the next one must follow this pattern. 2 whole steps, 1 half steps, and 3 whole steps and 1 half step. So therefore we're going to alter here. So whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and half step. And here's the repetition of the tonica. Let's listen. And there are ascending and descending. I was lazy to write the descending, so you can write the descending part. Descending is D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Now we are going to, this we did altering the scale. Now we are going to add the key signature. So I have 2 sharps, F and C. That is the key signature of the D major. It has 2 sharps, that is F and C on the major key. Today is just major key. D major, altering, we saw how altering the scale. Now just the key signature, you do not need to do anything, just put the accidental, just write the notes. E major. God knows why this here become. So must follow that pattern. Whole step, half step, 3 whole steps, and 1 half step. Let's see. Whole step, half step, whole step, and half step. Let's listen. And descending. Besides the F and C sharp, we have G sharp and D sharp. So I'm going to add the key signature of E major, Fá, Dó, Sol, Ré. F, C, G, D. That's the order that they appear, according with the first tetrachord and the second tetrachord, which means the perfect fifth, perfect five, the circle. F, C, G, D. So we do not need to have here because I already have on the permanent key signature, so we do not need to alter those that I already have. Now F major. So you need to have 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, and 1 half step. 1, 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 1, 2, 3 whole steps, and 1 half step. So F major just have 1 flat, that is B. That's the key signature. The first we alter the notes to show what key signature. The G major must have that pattern: 2 whole steps, 1 half steps, and 3 whole steps and 1 half steps. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, half step, 1, 2, 3, and half step. So it just have 1 sharp. So we add here on the key signature 1 sharp, that is F in G major. Let's listen to G major. A major must follow that pattern: 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, and 1 half step. 1, 2, half step, 1, 2, 3, and half step. Let's see. 1 whole step, 1 whole step, 1 half step, 1 whole step, 1 whole step, 1 whole step, half step. Let's listen. Very good. And A major, besides the F and C and G, let's see how many sharps. So I have F, F and C, and G sharp. So that's the key signature of A major: F, C, and G. Now B major. So I need to have the pattern: 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, and 1 half step. So, and the sharps of B major: Fá, F, C, G, D, E, A. Fá, Dó, Sol, Ré, Lá. Oh, sorry. It's here. F, C, G, D, A. And here does not have to have the occurrent because it's on the key signature. When you put on the key signature, which means all in any pitch in that clef, is going to be F, C, G, D, and A sharps. Let's listen. Okay, now let's change to E flat major. Must follow that pattern: 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, and 1 half step. Let's see if we're going to follow that. 1, 2 whole step, 1 half step, 1, sorry, 1, 2, 3 whole steps, 1/2 step. So that follows. So now we are going to change here. E flat major that have E flat, B flat, and A flat on the occurrent. So we just add on the key signature on the fixed ones. The next one is A flat major. A flat, B flat, C natural, D flat, E flat, F natural, G natural, and A flat. So we need to have 2 whole steps, 1/2 steps, 3 whole steps, and 1/2 step. So let's add here the A flat major, similar here. Now D flat major. So it's carrying over here with the key signature of this, that is B and E and A and D are flat. So D flat, E flat, that G flat is here because we need to have 1/2 step. The pattern is 2 whole step, 1/2 step, and 3 whole steps and 1/2 step. So half step and half step. Let's listen. And the key signature of D flat major, similar as so. That's the key signature B, E, A, D, G flat. We have the key signature of D flat major. Let's play. Now G flat major or Sol bemol maior. G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F natural, and G flat. Because we need to have that pattern. 2 whole steps, 1/2 step, and 3 whole steps and 1/2 step. So G flat major or Sol bemol maior, similar a Sol dó. B, E, A, D, G, C. This is, I put here, this is treble clef, okay? So B, E, A, D, G, C. Now C flat major, everything is flat, so. And the key signature of the C flat major, similar to Dó, Fá. What is that here? B, E, A, D, G, C, F, all those flats. And does not need to have the occurrent. Okay? Sounds good until here? So